My father's voice cut through the fluorescent hum of the ICU like a cold blade. I heard it even through the coma. Sound travels strangely when your body quits, but your mind refuses. I felt the room, sensed the shift, the tension. The doctor hesitated. Papers rustled. A pen clicked. And then my father signed the DNR, his breath steady, his tone practical. Money over blood, costs over his own daughter. He didn't know my lawyer stood in the corner, silent as guilt, recording every word. When I woke up 3 days later, I didn't speak. Shock, his quiet. Revenge, even quieter. Back then, I used to think he was unbreakable. This man who built companies from nothing, who spoke in numbers instead of sentences. My father wasn't warm, but he was consistent. Predictable, the kind of man who believed providing a roof was the same as providing love. I mistook that consistency for safety. Growing up, I learned to read silence, to avoid missteps, to earn his approval the way people earn promotions, methodically. I became the daughter who never asked for anything. Maybe that's why he felt entitled to decide I wasn't worth saving. The first crack. The betrayal didn't start in that hospital room. It began months earlier, subtle, like a shadow creeping under a locked door. I noticed the insurance policy changes first. My name pushed to the bottom of priority lists. Then the casual comments about financial drains and medical unpredictability. I brushed it off as stress, age, his usual brand of cold logic. But then I found the letter. Folded neatly in his desk drawer. In the event of severe medical emergency, prioritize cost reduction measures. Not written by lawyers, written by him. I didn't say a word, didn't confront, didn't cry. I just shifted. The mindset change. Love is emotional. Revenge is strategic. While he thought he was preparing for worst-case scenarios, I was preparing something else entirely. I'd spent years building my own life, quietly, independently, legally insulated from him. A trust fund he couldn't touch, a lawyer who owed me favors, an accountant who owed me more, and, critically, power of attorney papers my father signed years ago when he was too distracted to read them. He thought they made his life easier. He didn't realize they made mine unstoppable. My lawyer's recording was enough to end his career. But ending a career was mercy. I needed something sharper. I waited until I could walk without assistance, speak without trembling, think without the haze of drugs. Then I started taking pieces of him. Step 1. Freeze his personal accounts under suspicion of financial abuse of a vulnerable adult, me. Perfectly legal, beautifully ironic. Step 2. Revoke his access to company funds. As power of attorney, I had that right. He had signed it away himself. Step 3. Contact the board of his biggest company. Present the audio recording. Watch their confidence shatter. Step 4. File a civil lawsuit for attempting medical negligence with intent to harm. Judges don't like the words "do not resuscitate" and "save money" in the same sentence. Every motion was swift, precise, a scalpel, not a hammer. He stormed into my apartment the next morning. I was sitting at my kitchen table, drinking tea. My hands didn't shake, his did. "What did you do?" he growled. I slid my phone across the table, pressed play. His voice filled the room. "Let her go. We won't pay for the surgery." He froze. The moment he realized I had been awake long enough to hear the recording, to understand what he'd chosen. Not a moment of panic, a moment of clarity. His world was collapsing, and every brick falling was one he laid himself. "You'll ruin me," he whispered. "No," I said calmly. "You ruined yourself. I just turned on the lights." He sank into the chair opposite me. For the first time in my life, he looked small. Then I delivered the finishing blow. You have 24 hours before the banks, the board, and the courts make everything public. I suggest you use them wisely." He didn't speak again. He simply walked out. By the next morning, he was bankrupt. By the next week, invisible. By the next month, irrelevant. The aftermath. People say revenge doesn't heal. They're wrong. It doesn't patch wounds, it replaces them. It gives new shape to the scar, one you choose. Sometimes I replay the recording just to remind myself, I lived. He gambled on my death, and I won. He taught me everything about numbers. I taught him the cost of underestimating me.